आप देखिए यहाँ पे श्रील प्रभुपाद जी बोलते हैं व्हेन आई ऑर्डर यू बिकम गुरु, ठीक है, ये प्रभुपाद जी एक इंस्ट्रक्शन बोल रहे हैं कि जब मैं ऑर्डर दूंगा आप गुरु बनना। लेकिन इसी के नेक्स्ट सेकंड में श्रील प्रभुपाद जी ऑर्डर दे भी देते हैं कि बिकम रेगुलर गुरु। टेम्पल प्रेसिडेंट में जो फर्स्ट और सेकंड इनिशिएशन के लिए जो रिकमेंडेशन है, आप उनको भेज सकते हैं, में चाहे तो भेज सकते हैं, चाहे तो नहीं भेज सकते हैं। इतना इंपॉर्टेंट लेटर जिसमें ऋत्विक पूरा डिफाइन होने वाला है, इसकी स्पेलिंग तक गलत है, इतना कैजुअल।
Why? Where is the necessity of such interpretation? Interpretation is required where things are not clear. But when the things are clear, there is no question of interpretation. That is the system.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th Canto, Chapter 2, Verse 4 says, "And one who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar."
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all Śrīla Prabhupāda. This is Prahlad Bhaktidas from ISKM Pondicherry, Puduvai Vrindavanam Temple. There was a good response on our last video about exposing Tamal Krishna Maharaj, controversial behavior. So many people said that we are offending Maharaj. No, we respect him for all the services he have done. But exposing philosophical debate is always allowed. It was done by all our acharyas. So when we do this, please don't call it offensive. That is very kiddish. And again, today we are with a video rebutting Yoga of Love, Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu. So actually, I don't want to make this video because it was very, these points are discussed many times. But I saw one comment, one boy was saying that, I was following Ṛtvik system, but after seeing this video, and then now I want to follow ISKCON. I mean, I was very disturbed. This kind of foolish argument and somebody is getting convinced. I thought I should make a video so that we can expose the cheating behavior of Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 2, Verse number 4, it is mentioned that Panditye Chapalam Vachaha. So it means in Kali Yuga, anyone who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar. So that's what he's doing. In many places, he's misusing Prabhupada words and then he is giving his own explanation and confusing people. And that we will see further in this video. And Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu, he was keep on repeating a specific thing, and he was trying to make an impression on the audience mind that July 9 is a letter. So it's not a letter. We call it a July 9 directive. It's actually an order. It's a circular. Because it is written by Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who is secretary, and then it is approved by Prabhupada and signature. Even in some places, Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu was saying that there is no signature by Prabhupada. I don't know how is he saying this. It's very clear. Prabhupada's signature is there, very big. Prabhupada mentioned A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. I mean, this is, when Prabhupada approved, it is document. You cannot call it as letter. I want to clarify this. There are so many letters of Prabhupada, but this is not letter. This is actually a directive, and this is actually conclusive instruction of Prabhupada. And second thing, again, not only Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu, but all the ISKCON preachers, they are trying to implant another new concept called Ritvik Acharya. I mean, here you can see some of the usages of Prabhupada, Ritvijaha, or Ritvik. And all the points, Prabhupada saying priest, 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 priest. Okay, it means one who is doing on behalf of somebody else. And His Grace Ṛtvik Prabhu was giving explanation in his last video from Manusmriti. From Manusmriti to 143. Agyadeyam pakayagyam agnishthomaatikan makan yakkaroti vrato yasya satasya ritvik iha ujjate. He who, being duly chosen for the purpose performing the Agyadeya, the Paki Yajnas and Shraudha Yajnas, such as the Agnishtoma, for another person, is called as officiating priest. Ṛtvik means one who is doing for another person, on behalf of, representing, officiating. But whereas, we have to see the definition of Acharya, Prabhupada is using in his books. Wherever Prabhupada says Acharya, is always saying teacher, preacher, Acharya, succession. Prabhupada is talking about succession. It means the word Acharya talks about succession, whereas preach means officiating the Acharya, which is not about the succession. When you say Ṛtvik Acharya, this is oxymoron. This is actually, and doesn't make any sense. When Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, is it called Ṛtvik Acharya? And Prabhupada said, Ṛtvik, yes. He didn't say Acharya. There is not even a single place Prabhupada used the word Ṛtvik Acharya, but you guys are keep on repeating the word Ṛtvik Acharya, Ṛtvik Acharya, Ṛtvik Acharya, just to confuse the people again with your word jugglery. Next thing is actually Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu is trying to detach this May 28 conversation and July 9 directive. So for that he is using the logic. So in May 28 conversation, Prabhupada said regular guru, but in July 9 letter, Prabhupada say about Ṛtvik. So these are two different entity. The regular guru is different and Ṛtvik is different. I mean, so it is not, together. First of all, again, Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu and Prabhupada clearly say that when I order you, you become regular guru. Prabhupada don't say you become regular guru. Prabhupada say when I order you, you become regular guru. I mean, then why there is a confusion here? We already made a clear explanation on these two things in our previous video. Again, I'm making a short explanation of this. Okay, summary of May 28 letter is this. Satsuru Maharaj is asking Prabhupada, what is the system to be followed when you are no longer with us? And Prabhupada say, I will appoint someone to represent me, the Ṛtvik. But they got some confusion. And then, later on the conversation, Prabhupada say that when I order, you become guru, regular guru. When I don't order, follow the Ṛtvik System of Initiation. Understand? This is the summary of May 28 conversation. What to do when you're no longer with us? Follow the Ṛtvik system. When I order you, you become regular guru. So, the summary of this May 28 conversation is that Prabhupada is established Ṛtvik system. In July 9 also, Prabhupada talks about Ṛtviks. Then how you can say this is not related? And Prabhupada say, when I order, you become regular guru. That is futuristic. Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu cleverly is trying to play the card, saying that, Prabhupada talks about regular guru here. Another thing is actually Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu cleverly putting an argument saying that July 7 conversation is the basis of July 9 letter, because there are similar things discussed there that we see further. We can say that July 9 is based on July 7. Actually, it is related also. We cannot deny that. But you cannot just say that it is simply depending on July 7 conversation. Whole thing started there. It is not related before. July 9 directive is based on July 7 conversation. Come on. That itself explains that, that Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu again is doing his word jugglery. In this July 7 conversation between Prabhupada and Tamal Krishna Maharaj is telling Prabhupada that actually we are receiving a number of letters by now. And these are people who want to get initiated. So up until now, since you are becoming ill, we ask them to wait. Okay, this is how it starts. So it's clearly connected to July 9 directive. July 7 conversation is related to July 9 directive. I don't deny this fact. Okay, July 7 room conversation goes like this, because the plot is that Tamal Krishna Maharaj is saying that there are so many letters pending for initiation. So Prabhupada, to solve the problem, is saying that I will appoint some of you to act as my officiating person. And then, he is recommending one by one Kirtananda Swami, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and then Jayatirtha, and then Swatsarup, and then Bhagavan Das, and then Harikesh Maharaj. Like that, one by one, Jayapataka Swami is appointing. And then it clearly says about its first and second initiation. So, definitely we can say that July 9 directive is based on July 7 conversation. So, we cannot deny this fact. But is it all? No. Because it starts from May 28 conversation. Why? Prabhupada is writing his will and June. In the June will, Prabhupada using the word my disciple, not my follower. That we discuss later. And then this July 7 and then the July 9. It's clearly connected. May 28, Prabhupada talks about Ṛtvik. And then June, he is writing his will based on Ṛtvik. And then, July 7, they are talking further about who all to choose. And July 9, they are finalizing and then releasing as a document. That's it. See a beautiful flow here. And Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu again is using his word jugglery and then trying to cheat people. Next argument is that October 18, 1977, room conversation, Vrindavan. And here Prabhupada again talks about this, initiation system. And the controversial point is this. Prabhupada said, I depute him to do this at Mayapur. And you may go with him. It means Jayapataka Swami. I stop for time being. Is it all right? So Prabhupada said, I stop for time being. So this is a statement told by Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu. His argument is that July 9 is a letter. It is for temporary purpose. If it is permanent, then why Prabhupada say, I stop for time being? That's argument. But you see, but Prabhupada later is saying that, and if by Krishna's grace, if I recover from this condition, I shall begin again, or I may not be pressed in this condition to initiate. It's not good. You see, it's very clear. See, Prabhupada has made a statement very clearly, and then he has documented it, saying that he wants Ṛtvik system permanently. But if by Krishna's grace, if he recover, then he will start initiating just like before. Otherwise, this is final. For example, I am writing a property. I am writing a will. In this will, I say that, oh, this property go to this person, this property go to this person. This is how I settle the things. But if I recover, I can always change this. If we don't change this, this is final. Clear? So, there is no confusion here. Just because the word time being doesn't mean that, Prabhupada is very temporary. Otherwise, Prabhupada won't document it. The next argument of Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu is that, who gave us authority to have our own GBC? Of course, Prabhupada never said us to start our own GBC, because the main GBC of ISKCON is supposed to guide us properly. The resolution 1 of GBC, the GBC was created in 1975. This is the first resolution. What is definition of GBC? The GBC, the governing body commission, has been established by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to represent him in carrying out the responsibility of managing the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, of which he is the founder Acharya and supreme authority. The GBC accepts as its life and soul his divine instruction and recognizes that it is completely dependent on his mercy in all respects. The GBC has no other function or purpose other than to execute the instruction so kindly given by his divine grace, preserve and spread his teaching to the world in their pure form. So GBC has to simply do whatever Prabhupada said. So now what the GBC has done? It is consulting the Shastra, it is asking for the previous existence, it is asking for the proof, and which Sampradaya is doing this. Come on, why are you doing this? Your job is to simply do what Prabhupada said. If you mess up, if you are misguiding the followers, then it's our right to have our own GBC, which is working based on Prabhupada instruction. Next thing is, Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu is coming up with some 10 arguments, about this July 9 directive. He's trying to smash the July 9 directive, saying that this is bogus. Let's see one by one. Argument 1, July 9 directive is temporary. Okay, but that we already saw, it is not temporary. It is related to May 28 conversation when you are no longer with us. That we already explained in so many times in our previous video. Even this video, we made a short version. And the second argument is that if Prabhupada wanted to give a clear instruction, why is he giving only for this GBC and temple president? Why not to common public? You see, the philosophy is for common public. And any managerial activities that should go through the channel. The channel is Prabhupada, GBC, and then the temple presidents. Below the temple presidents, there will be temple commander, and then full-time devotees, and then the part-time devotees, the congregation, volunteers. That's how it flows. When Prabhupada wanted to give an order, he gives to the management, not to all the devotees. Whereas Prabhupada wanted to give a philosophy, then he give it to everybody. So this is about the managerial activity, how the system should go when Prabhupada is no longer with us. Then why should Prabhupada write this to every devotees? Come on, it's a basic logic. I mean, nobody does it. No other organization does like this. And his third argument. If this is so important letter, why it is not written by Prabhupada directly? Why asking his secretary to do? I mean, that is job of secretary. That we saw in the previous video also. And Prabhupada dictates in July 7 conversation, Prabhupada clearly dictates Tamal Krishna Maharaj what to do. And based on the dictation, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj come with the letter and is present to Prabhupada. And don't tell me, Prabhupada never read and closed eyes and signed. Come on, have some brain. Prabhupada is not a fool, No, he is managing the international movement. And it's a very important thing. It's a directive. It is going to all the temples and GBC, temple president, everybody. So do you think Prabhupada closed eyes and signed? No, Prabhupada read everything properly and then he checked and then he signed and then he gave and then it's clearly there, approved Prabhupada. Prabhupada's signature is there. Then how you can say a foolish argument that it is not coming from Prabhupada? Then Prabhupada say approved, it is coming from Prabhupada. I mean, so childish. So next argument, that is number 4, is that at the end of July 9 directive, it is mentioned that the name of a newly initiated disciple should be sent by the representative who has accepted him or her to Śrīla Prabhupāda to be included in his Divine Grace initiated book. Okay. His argument is that this is to be sent to Prabhupada. How this can be sent to Prabhupada after his departure? Okay, again, my argument is this. And here it is clearly said that it should be sent to Prabhupada for what? To be included in his Divine Grace initiated disciple book. So Prabhupada is going to do this. Prabhupada is going to make an entry, take a book, and then he is going to write this. Come on. If you say it should be sent to Prabhupada, why it should be sent? It should be sent to make an entry. Prabhupada is going to do this? No. No, this is the respect. This is the etiquette. Whatever you want to give, you should give to the Guru. Not that it should be given to the secretary. No, it should be given to Guru. Then the system works like that. I mean, we give something to government of India. Okay. So it means it goes to respect department automatically. When I say government of India, it goes to respect to department. Another thing to be condemned here is that this is another method of, once again, they are trying to delimit Prabhupada and Prabhupada body. Prabhupada is spiritual. When you offer something to Krishna, you offer to him, offer to Krishna. It is not that, oh, Prabhupada is no more, how we will take it. No, it's not like that. Whenever it is said that it is given to Prabhupada means you offer to Prabhupada. Then making entry in the book, that is done by the respective person. Next is the most useless argument, most foolish argument. Okay, he is talking about the usage of the word may. In the past, temple presidents have written to Śrīla Prabhupāda recommending a particular devotee's initiation. Now that Śrīla Prabhupāda has named these representatives, the temple presidents may henceforward send recommendation for first and second initiation to whichever nearby. Anyway, it goes like that. And he is saying that since because may is there, it is optional. It is not compulsory to follow. Again, another thing is that Śrīla Prabhupāda recommending also, not order. You can argue like that. Prabhupada recommends, I don't want to follow a recommendation. Prabhupada recommends, I don't want to follow a recommendation. You want to speak like that? You want to speak like that? Prabhupada give a letter and he is approving it. It's a document. And then there is a clear discussion on July 7. And Prabhupada dictating Tamal Krishna Maharaj who all to choose as his officiating Acharya. And in that he is calling this all the people one by one. Based on that, Tamal Krishna Maharaj is writing. And then because you use the word may, does it mean that it's optional? Okay, if you don't want to do, what you will do? I mean, suppose you're running a temple during Prabhupada time, and then you want to tell Prabhupada, you asked me to do, and use the word may, I refuse it. You recommend, I don't accept your recommendation. I don't accept recommendation. You want to speak like that to Prabhupada? The actual English grammar is that the word may, of course, can be used as a permission, optional, yeah, no doubt. But other usage of may is a polite way of saying something. I give an example. Suppose you go to a hospital and then you see the doctor and your treatment is over and the doctor says, my dear sir, you may go now. That is a polite way of saying, you please go. But you are sitting there. The doctor is asking, why you are sitting? And then you are saying, doctor, you told me you may go, I don't want to go. It's optional. And the doctor will think, are you crazy? I'm asking same thing, Ishvara Gauranga, are you crazy? Or are you trying to confuse others or what? Here the may is actually the polite way of addressing because he is talking to his God brothers. It is not directly by Prabhupada, it is coming through the secretary Tamal Krishna Maharaj. When he is writing to his God brothers, you want to use a nice word, that is a Vaishnava etiquette. Clear? Please don't confuse people again with your word jugglery. Argument is that the henceforward is only for the Temple President and GBC is not for Ṛtviks to follow. Come on, actually, this is why I don't want to make a video on this. It's so foolish. And then, it is so irritating to even to answer these questions. See, Ṛtviks have to follow what the GBC say. And everybody must follow what the GBC say. Why someone must tell the Ṛtviks to separately? Prabhupada writing to GBC, and GBC will inform these people, okay, you do now, Prabhupada is asking you to do, just do, finish. And why Prabhupada should say, my dear Ṛtviks, please do this? Come on, why is it required? No company works like this. You talk to managers. You don't talk to employees directly. The CEO of the company talk to the managers. The manager talk to the people. Ishvara Gauranga, please don't confuse people with kind of foolish arguments. And his seventh argument goes like this. In May 28 conversation, and Prabhupada says, when I order, you become Guru. He become regular Guru, that's all. Okay, now his question is that, Prabhupada is saying order for regular Guru, not for Ṛtviks. So, who order you to become Ṛtviks? See, Prabhupada clearly said that he want to follow the Ṛtvik system. It means order is given. In the beginning of lecture, Prabhupada gave order for becoming a Ṛtvik. And what is system to be followed when no longer with us? Prabhupada said Ṛtvik, order is given. What else order you want? And this one, when I order you become Guru, this is futuristic. It means order is not given yet. It means the logic is totally opposite to what Ishvara Gauranga says. Prabhupada ordered the Ṛtviks. Prabhupada did not order for the regular Gurus. I don't know what is confusing here. And his eighth argument is this. This July 9 directive speaks only about first and second initiation, not about sannyasa initiation. Okay, at least this makes some sense. It gives them interest to answer, not like the previous useless arguments. We have to understand what is varna, what is ashrama. And being a brahmana is actually a varna. Taking a sannyas is an ashrama. There is no separate initiation for brahmachari, not for grahastha, not for vanaprastha, but there is sannyas, it is there. When you talk about harinam initiation, that is about the parampara continuation. When you talk about sannyas initiation, it is about the individual is willing to renounce his material responsibilities and then is dedicating himself for Krishna completely. Sannyasa. Sannyasa means purified knowledge, consciousness. He is entering to sannyasa life. And who has to give sannyasa? Any sannyasi can give sannyas to another sannyas. That is the system. Any sannyasi can give. And there is GBC. The GBC will say how the sannyas initiation should go. That's it. It's clear. There is no parampara starting with sannyasa. But harinam initiation, parampara. Parampara is going on. Parampara is going on. That's why Prabhupada here is talking about the parampara. That's why he's saying that we have to continue the parampara using Shiksha method. Shiksha method. That's why he's saying first, second initiation. That's the reason Prabhupada doesn't talk about sannyas initiation. If he speaks or doesn't speak, and GPC has to manage this. GPC has to manage the whole organization. And this is very simple thing. Any sannyasi can give sannyas to aspiring sannyasi. And the ninth argument is that if July 9 directive is so important and final, why there is no much discussion about it after this? Okay, July 10, letter to Hamsaduda by Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And then he's saying that you are a suitable person and you can give initiation to those who are ready for it. I have selected you among the 11 men as Ṛtvik or representative of the Acharya to give initiation, both first and second initiation on my behalf. So he is putting inside a quote. It means like this Prabhupada words. He is writing to like Hamsaduta. And again, July 11, Tamal Krishna Maharaj writing to Kirtananda Swami. Again, he is saying the similar thing. A letter has been sent to all the temple president and GBC, which you should be receiving soon, describing the process of initiation to be followed in the future. Śrīla Prabhupāda has appointed thus for 11 representatives who will initiate new devotees on his behalf. You can wait for this letter to arrive. Next thing is July 21, 1977, letter by Rameshwar Swami. This is a very important letter here. You know why? Because in this letter it is mentioned that along with this letter, he is sending two documents. One is Śrīla Prabhupāda's final version of his last will. Second thing, Śrīla Prabhupada's initial list of disciples appointed to perform initiation for his divine grace. So the two things, when the final will is sent, and which is futuristic, the next thing that also futuristic. It cannot be one for temporary, one for permanent purpose. If final will is futuristic, and the second document should also be futuristic. It looks like it was very clear in all their mind that Prabhupada wanted the system forever. I mean, unless you recover, if you don't recover, this is going to be the system forever. It was very clear in their mind, but still they wanted to become Guru. That's why they took it up. This is revealed by Tamal Krishna Maharaj in his Pyramid House Confession, 1980. He clearly say that we wanted to become Guru. Only 11 of us, nobody else. So he's saying like that.
Tamal Krishna Maharaja says in his Pyramid House Confession, December 3rd, 1980, I can definitely say for myself, and for which I humbly beg forgiveness from everybody, that there was definitely some degree of trying to control. This is the conditioned nature, and it came out in the highest position of all. Guru, oh wonderful, now I'm a guru, and there is only 11 of us.
So for the greed of power, and then they simply bewildered the people, and then they become, gurus. July 31st, again, a letter by Tamal Krishna Maharaj, secretary to Prabhupada, writing to Hamsadus Maharaj, and then, again he is saying here, very important instruction given in this July 31st, 1977 letter to Hamsadus Maharaj. And here, Tamal Krishna Maharaj is quoting the words of Prabhupada. He's always putting inside the double quote whenever he want to say what Prabhupada want to convey. And he's saying that now you have got a very good feel. Now organize it and it will be a great credit. No one will disturb you. Make your own feel and continue to be Ṛtvik and act on my behalf. You see, this is the final order for all the Ṛtviks. You're asking, right? Where is the order for the Ṛtviks? Here Prabhupada is saying, make your own feel and continue to act as Ṛtvik on my behalf. Nobody will disturb you. See, Prabhupada says here, this is the final order for all Ṛtviks to perform in the future. So likewise, there are so many things to show. I mean, especially his final will. And then his 10th argument is this. And he's saying that this is so important arguments, how there can be spelling mistakes. And spelling of Ṛtvik is wrong. R-A-T-T-I-K, Ṛtvik. Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu, please don't confuse the people again with your own word jugglery skills. I mean, everybody has their own accents. You see, like for example, when I went to China, I saw Chinese devotees chanting. They say Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Lam, Lam, Hare Hare. You see, they have no Ra in their language. And then when they say Krishna, sometimes they say Krishna. Sometimes Rama, they say Lama. Even the Bengalis and Oriya devotees, they say Krishna, Ramo. And then the Hindi people, they say Krishna, Ram, Kans. So is it wrong? No, it's accent. And in Bengal, they don't use the V properly. And then instead of Ṛtvik, it's a Ṛtvik. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj used the word Ṛtvik. You cannot say it's a casual mistake. No, it's actually dialogue. It's a way of accent. And don't say this is a mistake. Mistake is different. Mistake is different. It's not mistake. It's about accent. So you are given some 10 argument, all rubbish. I mean, this can be defeated even by the new Bhakta of our movement. I don't know how some people are getting convinced by these so-called useless arguments. Except one or two, mostly all actually have no base. Again, if you want to say this mistake is there in July 9 letter, whose mistake it is? You want to say Prabhupada's mistake or Tamal Krishna Maharaj's mistake? And if you want to say Tamal Krishna Maharaj's mistake because he wrote this, and is he a conditioned soul or is he an advanced devotee? Is he Sakshadhari or is he a conditioned soul? Pure devotee cannot commit mistakes. If he is committing mistake, he cannot be pure devotee. But please don't disrespect your Tamal Krishna Maharaj. It is Vaishnava Aparadh. Don't offend the devotees by finding fault in Tamal Krishna Maharaj words. And then you are trying to bring the argument of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, saying that henceforward I use it only for time being. And this thing we already discussed earlier in another video, very detailedly, about 25 minutes we discussed about this. Anyway, I am making it short here for this video. and I'm trying to read from the Pyramid House Confession of Tamal Krishna Maharaj. It goes like that. That inspiration came because there was a questioning on my part. So Krishna spoke. He's saying what? Krishna spoke. Actually, Prabhupada never appointed any gurus. He appointed only 11 Ṛtviks. He never appointed them gurus. Myself and other GPC have done the greatest disservice to this movement last 3 years because we interpreted the appointment of Ṛtviks as appointment of gurus. Okay. Even if you want to say that, like these 11 people are appointed as gurus, where Prabhupada appointed? Even if you want the parampara to go on, you should let the parampara go on based on the approval of the Acharya, right? I mean, where is the order? Where Prabhupada ordered these 11 people to become guru? That's what Tamal Krishna Maharaj is saying, that we misinterpreted. Tamal Krishna Maharaj is saying, what actually happened, I will explain. I explained it, but the interpretation is wrong. What actually happened was that Prabhupada mentioned he might be appointing some Ṛtviks. So the GBC met for various reasons and they went to Prabhupada. 5 or 6 of us. This refers to meeting May 1977. Again, Tamal Krishna Maharaj clearly defining the connection between this May 28 conversation, July 7 conversation and July 9 directive. We asked him, Śrīla Prabhupada, after departure, if we accept disciples, whose disciple will they be? Your disciple or mine? This is the essence of May 28 conversation. Later on, there was a piled up list of people to get initiated and it was jammed. I said, Śrīla Prabhupada, you once mentioned about Ṛtviks, I don't know what to do. We don't want to approach you, but there is hundreds of devotees named and I'm just holding letters. I don't know what you want to do. This is July 7 conversation. Śrīla Prabhupada said, all right, I will appoint so many, and he started to name them. He made it very clear that they are his disciples. At that point, it was very clear in my mind that they were his disciples. You see here, Tamal Krishna Maharaj say, it was very clear in my mind that were his disciples. Later on, I asked him 2 questions. What about Brahmananda Swami? Now I understand that what he did was very clear. He was physically incapable of performing the function of initiation. Therefore, he appointed officiating priest to initiate on his behalf. He appointed 11 and he said very clearly, whoever is nearest can initiate. This is very important because when it comes to initiating, it is not whoever is nearest. It's wherever your heart goes. Who repose your faith on, you take initiation from him. But when it is officiating, it is whoever is nearest. And it was very clear. He named them. They were spread out all over the world and he said, whoever you are nearest, you just approach that person and they will check you first. Then on my behalf, they will initiate. It is not a question that you repose your faith in that person. Nothing. That's a function for the Guru. Okay, so Tamal Krishna Maharaj is very clear that this July 9 directive, Prabhupada speaks about only Ṛtviks. And I mean then which one of Tamal Krishna Maharaj argument you want to follow? Here he is saying that we have done greatest disservice. It means that we shouldn't have become gurus. And now he is saying it's only henceforward. Which one of Tamal Krishna Maharaj statement you want to take? I mean, we made a clear video about this previously. I request you to go through the full video to understand about that. Considering the length of the video, we shall stop with this. In this particular video, we have clearly rejected all the arguments of Ishvara Gauranga Prabhu. Anyone who is having sufficient intelligence can understand. And his further arguments on that particular video will be discussed later as part 2. And he also made another video claiming November 2, 1977 conversation as the final order. There will be a video on that too. So this video will be followed by second part and there will be a separate video on this November 2, 1977 later. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.